Rod Kogut, Kane Fitzgerald, Pat Frere in the replay center. And away we go. Boston controls the opening tip in every game thus far. In each of the first four, Celtics have had three big blowout victories, and it's Brown who gets the scoring started for us tonight.
And we saw it was the ball right to the rim.
How about this last three playoff series between these two teams? The road team has won 13 of 18 and coming at you in waves. And their depth is really showing up here. Tatum with the strip, Tatum with the steal. White to Tatum. Kicks it to Brown. Brown drives on Adebayo, and Brown scores again inside. 4 minutes in game four. Joe Mazzulla told us that's about the sweet spot for him. 36 minutes. As Jovic drives on at 9. Coming up on the first timeout shortly. White with a blow-by. Goes right by Wright. White guarding Wright. And DeLon Wright, he lays it up and in. Score. I've had 2 games in the 80s in this series. White with a shot fake and drives and throws it down. Derek, what we're hearing is they're going to be very patient, as they should. They have the kind of team that can, as Al Horford hits a 3, maybe fight their way through in the box score for Boston. Off to this fast start here, and they lead it 21-13. Adebayo, back-to-back games in the playoffs now. Derek White, guarded by Patty Mills, a couple of former Spurs. Oh, Derek White keeps it rolling. Been a very familiar matchup. 3rd consecutive year these two have matched up in the playoffs. So Sam Hauser with that true stroke. Kevin Love, guarded by Hauser. Love's had a tough time staying on the floor in this series. A little turnaround jumper is good. The Celtics have made baskets on 9 consecutive possessions. Hauser to the floor. Martin saves it. Here's Adebayo, and he's fouled, and count that. Had a big first quarter in game 2. Tatum shot 38% during the regular year. Numbers are way down so far. Hauser lights it up again.
He'd have 2 chances in a game like this coming in, I think, Ryan. Number 1, you just light it up from 3. Or number 2, the Boston Celtics.
It looks like those two are on great terms, and they always have been. That was a tense moment, though, in game 4 as Adebayo pushes one in. Adebayo has had 20-point games in every one this series as Brown is fouled. Scores it.
Major minutes through the second round, and he's been terrific all year.
3-pointer falls for Drew Holiday on a 14-2 run, and this crowd says bravo. Duncan Robinson, 59% from 3-point range. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Bam Adebayo gets the deflection and the steal. Martin up the head. White defends him, and Martin.
A technical foul.
Here's White. He drives it, and White lays it in off the glass. 17 for Derek White. Hero breaks free inside. Adebayo with a nice bounce pass.
So they couldn't get it done, losing in overtime.
Lost 2-1 in overtime. That game 6, with the Bruins up 3-2, is Adebayo on a lob from Hero. By the way, that game tomorrow's on TV. Just continues to tick up the ladder, having a career year. Nice setup, Cornette to Jaylen Brown. Kristaps Porzingis has been dealing with. He had to leave game 4 with that injury. Tatum gets it deep, scores on Patty Mills. 26. I mean, you know, that could probably be up for some evaluation. Jeff Van Gundy, one of those consultants. Adebayo, the turnaround is good. By the way,
Tatum has not been real successful in the few post-ups he's gotten in this series.
DeLon Wright lays it in after he had 25 in game 4, and he's putting together his best scoring game in this series here today. As Al Horford, strong inside, able to put it in.
Unless something drastically changes here, Brian, he's not going to get a chance to extend that streak. And because of Eric Spoelstra refusing to yield and coming up with a way to help him win, they've managed to stay extremely, makes the effort to get over that screen and contest that shot and block it. That's dominant basketball.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown with the spin finishes with.
This is a dominant disposition the Celtics have brought to this.
Making
Jaylen Brown, probably the most underrated part of his game. Jaylen Brown, great defender, and there, a great drive all the way to the rim.
Here's Hauser, he drives it. Oh, Sam Hauser chased him off the line. Hauser able to finish it.
We've talked about it a lot in this series, but one of the big things that's happened to the Celtics, in my opinion, over the course of the year, to make.
Remember, one of the questions we had for Joe Mazzulla at the end of the regular season was Pritchard and his defense in the playoffs as Derek White keeps it cooking here.
You're up 29 points and the Heat aren't making any threat whatsoever.
And there's that. DeLon Wright playing with stitches, able to lay it in. I mentioned Jaylen Brown moved into the top 10. Peyton Pritchard lays it in. Long time. Well, Jason Tatum jumped into that top 10. Tatum's 8th. Jaylen Brown is 10th now. As Sam Hauser. Celtics will play the winner of Cleveland-Orlando. Cleveland up 3-2 in that series. As Drew Holiday and followed by Cornette. Getting his minutes. Playoff scoring leader in Celtics history.
I remember him. He was a pretty good player.
He was not bad. I know you weren't wondering that. Thomas Bryant going strong with a left hand.
Well, Thomas Bryant, his problems have been a little bit on the defensive end throughout his career. But Thomas Bryant can score the basketball.
Here's Holiday. Three-pointer is true. Mihailuk getting his first minutes in Game 5 as Joe Mazzulla goes to his bench. There's Highsmith, little floater in the lane. In case you're wondering, the largest waved on the first time out here. Mihailuk drives, leaves it, and Tillman finds Hauser wide open. He doesn't miss many of those. Sam Hauser. Caleb Arden, 5 to shoot over Tillman, rattles one home.
Experience with the Memphis Grizzlies, even started quite a few games through some of their injuries there. So if they need him going forward.
The point of view, the Van Gundy point of view has been on point. The Van Gundy podcast. As we approach the 5-minute mark, look at Hauser. He's feeling free. Reigns in a 3.
Game, I was watching the Celtics and Pacers one year when I was an assistant in Miami. We were here in Boston waiting to play the Pacers.
For the Heat. Jason's a great guy too. I love the guy. And the Heat have not been good from the land of milk and honey. That's no 2. And they will win a home closeout game. And a little payback to the team that knocked them out a season ago. Oh, Pritchard. Wow, that had a little spice on it. Nicely done. Bryant on Pritchard. Mihailuk gets the steal. Here is Springer, and Springer able to lay it in.
Getting some minutes early for Nick Nurse. He had a great preseason, and they were giving him some minutes early in
their year. And maybe your expectations for this offseason and what lies ahead for them.
Well, they've got to make significant roster additions. They lost Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen days, Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins.
Good times here in Boston. As Bryant is fouled, he's got an and one coming here with 24 seconds left. This crowd, very few have left, and they are up on their feet celebrating a round 1 victory. Got to put it in. You're hearing the whistles. Put the ball in play, and that'll do it. And the Boston Celtics advance to round 2. They beat the Heat in 5.